Welcome to the first week of this massive open online course on PL/SQL fundamentals. You are viewing the fourth video of this week, Understanding PL/SQL Architecture and Block Structure. Looking at the various benefits of PL/SQL, Jill sees how powerful the PL/SQL language is. She can use PL/SQL to build programs that include procedural processing and SQL statements. So, she is now interested in looking at the behind scenes of PL/SQL and understand how PL/SQL programs are executed in the Oracle database. Before getting into the PL/SQL runtime architecture, you need to know about PL/SQL engine. What is a PL/SQL engine? The PL/SQL engine is a PL/SQL compilation and runtime system that compiles and executes PL/SQL blocks and subprograms. Where does it reside? The PL/SQL engine can be installed in an Oracle server or in an application development tool like Oracle Application Express. But irrespective of the PL/SQL runtime environment, the basic runtime architecture of PL/SQL remains the same. Now that you know what a PL/SQL engine is, it's time for us to see how a PL/SQL block gets executed with the help of a detailed diagram. Let us consider a case where the PL/SQL engine resides in the Oracle database itself. The PL/SQL engine is a virtual machine that resides in memory and processes the PL/SQL M-code instructions. Whenever a PL/SQL block is submitted for execution, the PL/SQL engine parses it and processes the PL/SQL statements in the procedural statement executor. When the PL/SQL engine encounters a SQL statement, a context switch is made to pass the SQL statement to the Oracle server processes. The PL/SQL engine waits for the SQL statement to complete and for the results to be returned before it continues to process subsequent statements in the PL/SQL block. The SQL environment may also invoke the PL/SQL environment. For example, the PL/SQL environment is invoked when a PL/SQL function is used in a select statement as shown on the screen. In a case like Oracle Application Express, where the PL/SQL engine resides in the application server instead of the Oracle database, the SQL statements are sent over a network to an Oracle server for processing. Having got a clear picture of PL/SQL runtime architecture, now it's time for us to look into the basics of PL/SQL programs. A PL/SQL program comprises of one or more blocks. These blocks can be entirely separate or nested within another block. The image on the screen shows a basic PL/SQL block. A PL/SQL block is defined by the keywords declare, begin, exception, and end, which break up the block into three sections: declarative section, executable section, and exception handling section. The declarative section begins with the keyword declare and ends when the executable section starts. You can declare all the variables, constants, cursors, and user-defined exceptions that are referenced in the executable and exception sections here. This is an optional section. The executable section begins with the keyword begin. This section needs to have at least one statement. However, the executable section of a PL/SQL block can include any number of other PL/SQL blocks. You can write SQL statements to retrieve data from the database or PL/SQL statements to manipulate data in the block or both. This is a mandatory section. The exception handling section is nested within the executable section. This section begins with the keyword exception. In this section, you can specify the actions to be performed when errors and abnormal conditions arise. This is an optional section. All PL/SQL blocks must conclude with an end statement. Observe that end is terminated with a semicolon. What are the different types of PL/SQL blocks? There are two types of blocks that make up a PL/SQL program: anonymous blocks or unnamed blocks, named blocks or subprograms. Anonymous blocks are declared inline at the point in an application where they are to be executed and are compiled each time the application is executed. These blocks are not stored in the database. They are passed to the PL/SQL engine for execution at runtime. Triggers in the Oracle Developer Components consist of such blocks. If you want to execute the same block again, you have to rewrite the block. You cannot invoke or call the block that you wrote earlier because these blocks are anonymous and do not exist after they are executed. Subprograms are complementary to anonymous blocks. They are named PL/SQL blocks that are stored in the database. Because they are named and stored, you can invoke them whenever you want, depending on your application. Subprograms can be stored at the server or application level. Using application components like forms and reports, you can declare PL/SQL subprograms as part of the application and call them from other subprograms within the same application whenever necessary. Procedures, functions, triggers, and packages are few important named PL/SQL blocks. Functions return values to the calling block, whereas a procedure won't. Shall we write a simple anonymous block in Oracle SQL Developer and execute it now? To create an anonymous block in SQL Developer, write the block code in the SQL worksheet. The example shown on the screen is a very simple block of the code written to display Hello World. It contains an executable section that calls the dbms output line procedure to display the message on the screen. PL/SQL does not have built-in input or output functionality. Therefore, you need to use predefined Oracle packages for input and output. In this block, we use the put_line procedure of the dbms_output package to display the output. We pass the value that has to be printed as an argument to this procedure as shown on the screen. The procedure then outputs the argument. PL/SQL procedures and packages are explained in the MOOC titled PL/SQL Program Units. Let us execute the script and see the output. To execute an anonymous block, click the Run Script button or press F5. What do you see in the output? Why doesn't it display Hello World message as expected? This is because you have to enable output in the Oracle SQL Developer by executing set server output on before running the PL/SQL block. So let's add this statement before the anonymous block and run the script again to see the output. Yes, it successfully printed Hello World in the script output window. Before concluding this video, let us look at the various PL/SQL program constructs that uses the basic PL/SQL block structure. The table shown on the screen outlines a variety of PL/SQL program constructs that use the basic PL/SQL block. The program constructs are available based on the environment in which they are executed. You can learn about each of these in the MOOC titled PL/SQL Program Units. Let us recap what you have learned in this video. In this video, you understood what a PL/SQL engine is and where it resides. You got a clear picture of PL/SQL architecture and how PL/SQL programs are executed. You looked at the basic block structure in PL/SQL along with an example. You learned about different types of PL/SQL blocks. And you also saw how to write and execute a simple anonymous block which can print an output message. In the next video, you will get introduced to PL/SQL variables and nested blocks. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day ahead.